Hello speech pals and welcome to another video. If you've been to my channel before, welcome back. I'm really happy to see you here. If you're new, my name is Nina and I'm a first year master's student at the University of Illinois, Urbana-Champaign, and I am studying to be a speech language pathologist. Today's video is going to be a little different than the rest of my videos, or maybe a lot different than the rest of my videos, but I'm really excited to get started. Some of my peers and I are actually creating language lessons here on YouTube for early childhood language development. We know that it is a really scary and confusing time for children, for adults, for really anyone, and at this time it's really hard to have access to great educational content, and a lot of times it's really hard to look around your home and create some activities that could be educational and fun. And that's what we're gonna try to do here today. How this series is gonna go is I've chosen two really great stories that you and your child will love to read together or listen together on this video. And what I've done is pulled some language learning opportunities from them. And at the end, I've also thought of a few fun activities that you and your child can do at home that either require no materials or very little materials. In today's video, we're going to be reading The Koala Who Could by Rachel Bright and Jim Field. The Koala Who Could is a story about a skittish or a kind of scared and shy koala named Kevin, and he is very set on remaining in his very peaceful tree. It's nice and safe. But one day, his tree falls down, and he realizes that he was missing out on all the fun on the ground, even if it's a little scary sometimes compared to his nice tree. And today, Kevin is gonna help us learn about our describing words. These are words that we can use to talk about people, places, things, animals. We could even say they help us make pictures in our minds. So I'd say our describing words make us a little like superheroes. I'll point out some describing words as we go along. Do you think you can find them before me? Are you excited to meet Kevin? Me too. Let's get started. The Koala Who Could by Rachel Bright and Jim Field. In a wonderful place where the day was just dawning and the breezes blew soft on a warm, golden morning, in a place where the creatures ran wild and played free, a koala called Kevin clung to a tree. There are a lot of great describing words on this page, but for now, we're going to take a look at the word wonderful. Wonderful is a describing word that we use when we want to talk about something amazing or something that we really enjoy. In the story, we're using the word wonderful to talk about the place that Kevin lives. What person, place, or thing would you call wonderful? That does sound wonderful. Let's see what other describing words we can find. A nicer gray fellow you never would meet, as soft as a soft thing from ear tufts to feet. His favorite way to relax in the sun was to cling and to nap and to munch a leaf bun. And after all this, well, he'd need a nice rest. Yes, Kevin liked sticking to what he knew best. Look at how soft and fluffy Kevin's ears look. Soft is a describing word to tell us how Kevin's fur or hair feels. Other animals can be soft too. What's your favorite soft animal? Mine is a kitten. You see, High Up was safe since he liked a slow pace, while the ground down below seemed a frightening place. Too fast, and too loud, and too big, and too strange. Nope, Kevin preferred not to move or to change. There are many great describing words to use on this page, and they all help us to talk about why Kevin thinks the ground is such a scary or frightening place. Kevin uses the describing words fast, loud, big, and strange, all to talk about the ground. Look at all those fast, loud, big and strange animals. No wonder he's afraid." So he clung to his tree as he knew what to do, and was never too keen to try anything new. So when Wombat stopped by and shouted one day, "Hey Kevin, why don't you come down here and play?"
I think," he replied, "I should stay on my plant. I'm busy right now." "No, I'm sorry, I can't."
Kevin says he's too busy to play. Busy is a describing word we can use in order to tell others that we cannot do something right away because we are doing something else at the moment. What do you think Kevin is busy doing? It looks like Kevin is picking leaves off of his tree. "Well, why not?" cried the Ruse with a super loud cheer.
"Yes, why?" called the Dingoes. "There's nothing to fear."
But Kevin, who never been one to act fast, said,
"I've cleaning to do, but it's nice that you asked."
As Kevin sat watching them chatter and share, a part of him wished he could join in down there, but he knew he'd miss home. It was dark and so late. The whole thing was risky. Adventure could wait. Whatever the invite, he'd always say no. Oh dear, it seemed Kevin uses the describing word risky to talk about leaving his tree. Risky means that leaving his tree might be dangerous, or he might get hurt. So Kevin decides that taking his adventure can wait another day, especially since it looks so dark and so late, which are two more describing words. Is that an alligator I see? Oh my! Just couldn't let go. So his life was the same, no matter the day. The weeks came and went, and the months rolled away. And Kevin stayed still while the world moved around until he awoke to a worrying sound. Being worried is a describing word to talk about when something makes you feel nervous or scared. Kevin says that there is a worrying or scary sound. What do you think it could be? Tap, tap, the sound went. Well, this was a blow. Tap, tappity, tap, tap, tap. Oh no! Uncling, the crowd called, which had gathered below. Leap, and we'll catch you. Just let yourself go. But Kevin was scared. Let go? No, I shan't. I won't, shouted Kevin. Oh dear, I just can't. Woomph! Down came the tree, and with it was bringing, crash and a wallop, a Kevin still clinging. Kevin, he carefully opened one eye and looked up at the Love staring down from the sky. Then one paw by one paw he loosened his hold. He felt springy and light and happy and bold. After finally making it to the ground, Kevin is no longer afraid. He uses the describing words springy, light, happy, and bold to talk about how good he feels to finally be joining all of his friends. The worst he could think had now come to pass, and he was just fine. Why, he felt quite first class. So when Wombat leaned over and held his paw out, Kevin no longer felt worry or doubt. When the Dingo asked, "Now will you come out to play?" the crowd all joined in with a, "What do you say?" And even though this wasn't part of his plan, Kevin replied, "Yes, I think that I can." And Kevin from then on was always can do.
Because life can be great when you try something new. Kevin uses the describing word great to talk about how happy he is to try new things. Look at how happy he looks. What is something new that you could try? Remember, you don't have to venture far to try something new. After all, Kevin's adventure was just a tree length away.
Hi parents, just as I promised, here's an activity that you can do at home to teach your child a little bit more about their describing words. You can play I spy around your home or outside. For example, you can say, I spy with my little eye something tall and with a brown trunk. And then give your child some time to listen to your clues and find what you are spying. This is a great way to use describing words without any materials at all. If you want to add a creative component to it, ask your child to draw something that they spy, either with sidewalk chalk when they're outside or with writing utensils inside. And when they're finished, have them describe their masterpiece to you. To keep developing these skills at home, you could think about describing words when you're reading a book, watching a TV show or a movie, or even washing your hands with your child. There's always an opportunity to point out your describing words. For example, when washing your hands, you can say, look, my hands are all sudsy. That means they're covered in bubbles. Then you can ask them, what other describing words can we use to talk about our hands? Well, thank you, Speech Pals, for joining me and Kevin, and we'll see you on our next adventure.